recording. Start virtual camera. Okay, I'm back. Where were we? If I can't figure out how to edit out the phone call from my husband, you get to hear about my drama. Hopefully I'll get rid of it and we won't know. I know that I was talking about the fact that there are several people who witnessed Steven Avery at his home. In fact, there's never, as far as I know, the only person who claims to have seen Steven somewhere else was Dave Bagaka. Everyone else, and I'm not discounting what he saw because I wasn't there at all, but I just know that the investigators, prosecutors, phone calls, cell phone tower pings, everything puts Steven Avery at the Avery property for the entirety of Halloween. Here are some more photos from Trooper Reese. And I wanted to just go through those. This is of the deer camp. And just kind of get an idea of what people... I'm interested in what people think about these. I feel like this case was a complete sham, and that the crime scene, as I was saying, there was crime scene logs where they showed roadblocks at Fisherville and Q and Y. These are miles away from Steven's property. In fact, I will show you where these roadblocks were at. I found it interesting because this is the 3302 Xander Road is where on December 5th Andrew Colburn took some photographs in Steven's trailer. And remember that Sheriff Poggle and Ken Kratz are telling the media that Manitowoc County was kept at arm's length. Their only role in this was to lend equipment. As officers needed equipment, they lent that piece of equipment, and that was their role and only role in the investigation. And we all know that's a lie. So this is where the Chevy Blazer of Barb Yondas was burned in 2004, not long after Steven Avery filed his civil suit. Now, interestingly enough, if you zoom out, again, I'm getting used to this. There's Xander Road, and where did I put that last week? It's a straight shot to, you would go right here and you would go straight down Q to where everything was brought. Now, there was a roadblock at Q and Fisherville, but there was also a roadblock at Q and Y. And Y is also known as 147. So they had a roadblock here. So they controlled people coming this way. They controlled people coming this way. And that allowed them, and then they controlled people coming this way. So they had all of Q, right? They controlled the traffic of Q for 2 days, if I recall correctly. I'll make sure to somehow do that. Here's the crime scene logs. Now, if you look right here, Let's see where we're at here. Oh, there's my new best friend. Go, best friend. Oh, Todd Cummings. I'm dealing with him with records request. Larry Lavina, it appears, has gotten an assistant to help him process requests. So he was a part of this investigation. See, there's the Q in Fisherville. Right here. This is Q in Fisherville. They had a roadblock. And then they also, let's just take a look. Who all? So we have these are all people. We have Josh Radant. These must be people who lived there. Reby. Shimmick. Peterson. That's interesting. Keehan. Junk. And Todd Cummings, 330. He took over for 479. Herman. Oh, he worked for Radant. These guys worked for Radant. Schmick for MTSO. So basically, from this, it looks like only Manitowoc was allowed there. And this is more for at the Avery property. This is when they arrived on the 5th about the RAV. Let's read this, actually. So this is filled out by good old Jason Orth. It's dated, it says page 1 of 2. It's dated November 5th, 2005. His MTS badge number is 452. It says that at 10:59, he proceeded onto the property, which is the Avery property, and was flagged down by 2 white females. The females direct me to the vehicle in question. This will be Pam and Nicole Sturm. Now look, he lists our lovely color-changing RAV as green. Here's the VIN number. At 11:01, he approached the vehicle. He walked along the passenger side and looked through the windows. He didn't observe any persons. I walked around the back of the vehicle and walked to the driver's side front fender. While attempting to view the VIN, Lieutenant Herman and Detective Remacher approached the rear of the vehicle. At 11:03, Remacher started to view the VIN standing by the front driver's side fender. I, Orth, looked into the rear window. I observed a piece of paper with the missing person's name written on it. Remacher verified, spelled wrong, the VIN. I remained with the vehicle. Herman and Remacher left the area. At 1 o'clock, Herman relieved Orth. At 1:05, Orth relieved Herman. At 1:40, Herman relieved Orth. At 1:45, Orth relieved Herman. At 2:45, Cummings, my new best friend, relieved Orth. So he was around the RAV as well. That's interesting. Page 2 of 2. 2 brand new tarps at 3:12 were placed on the vehicle. The following persons placed the tarps: Jacobs, Fassbender, Hunsatter. We don't really hear a lot about him. Tyson, Jennifer Bass, she of the effigy burning. Gary Steyer, he's kind of in the periphery too. At 3:15, Jennifer Bass relieved Sergeant Tyson. Now wait a minute. I don't remember seeing Tyson's name. So Tyson was involved. unless they're saying that Tyson relieved Bass. And then at 3:51, Deputy Prong from Manitowoc took the log over from Orth, and Orth left the scene. So we have John Jones. That's interesting. And Timothy Austin from the State Patrol. Dietering, Fassbender, Hunsader, Kramer, K9, Detective Jacobs, Guangzhang, and Ertl. I want to know who this is. John Jones. I'm going to have to... Excuse me for a minute. I'm going to screenshot this. Because I don't have any documentation about this guy. And we're going to see what he was doing on the property. So we'll copy this. And then we will save it. Okay, snip, screenshot of Rav log 1105 State Patrol. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Try again. Rev log 1105 State Patrol. Okay, and save. Anyway, I find that interesting. And then, so back to what I was talking about. So, trunk search log. I don't, it doesn't really, it's not germane to what we're discussing here. They had lots of people destroying the junk cars. Here's a crime scene log, another copy of it. Oh, look, it's John Jones. For sure. And then I thought this was interesting. So these are some little notes included in the log. It says that he responded at 10:59 to Avery Salvage. They confirmed the VIN at 11:04. And then it says here, it says in his notes that in the rear car, he looked through the rear window and he could see a piece of paper with Teresa's name on it. But this says there's a photo card on the rear seat. So I thought that was interesting. At 11:06, left the vehicle scene. Nothing was touched. At 11:10, queso on scene. Wiegert. Sergeant Orth has security by vehicle. And then this is about Marionette County, the Avery property in Marionette at Crivets. Says officer parking, Highland Lane, Chuck Al Dolores Steve Sr. at Avery property. And this must be Steven's cell phone. They left about 6:30 this morning. PSG's told to contact Crime Lab. 496 contacting DA. Marionette surveilling Avery property. 12:55 they interviewed Earl. 12:04 Kratz Calumet DA arrived. 13:06 Wendy Baldwin, she of the effigy burning, also arrived. Or 10:02. Barbara lives next to Steve. Chuck has no siding on his trailer. Dolores and Al live in the big house. The scene was given to Queso and DCI. Deputy Inspector Shutter, we all know, is actually in Manitowoc County. 11:54, John Ertl from the crime lab is en route. Be there shortly. 12:05, witnesses leaving shortly. Volunteers. Griesbach showed up at 12:25. At 12:30, interview with Earl with Wiegert. And looks like the DA's paralegal number here. Received a call from 447 about Jody in jail at 2:04 at Fox residence. DA Kratz's case, in charge of case, assigned special prosecutor. We all know how that goes. 2:15. I don't know. At Tom, officer, judge, Washington Street, Two Rivers. So, I'm not sure exactly what that means. Oh. Maybe it's something from the office from the judge on is Washington Street, Two Rivers. Judge Fox is signing the paperwork. Search warrant signed at 15:14, which is 3:14. He left Fox's office. DA Kratz Wiegert to Avery property. At 3:25, they're back out at the scene. Remacher, Wiegert, and Kratz. At 3:48, they're in Steven's house. At 3:58, they're out of Steven's house. At 4:03, they're in the garage. At 4:06, they're out of the garage. They knew. You know what this tells me? This tells me that they walked into his trailer in his garage and could obviously see that no crime had been committed. No woman had been held hostage. No massive cleanup occurred. Nothing was there that was out of the ordinary. Steven Avery had been living his life just like he had been living it for the 2 years he was out of jail. An average, everyday, low to middle income guy, just trying to figure out how to readapt to society after spending 18 years in prison, most of them wrongfully convicted. At 5 o'clock, out of Steven Avery's driveway, glasses with queso, message on Barb Yonda, and that says something about Madison. Now, this is the March search warrant. I'm not really going to go over that because I'm looking for that other thing, but all of these people had to be involved, and yet they found a bullet fragment. Yeah, a bullet fragment that wasn't there in November. Okay. I mean, this is ridiculous. It really is. It really is. Now, here we go. This is Q and Y. Okay. Now, there's no date on it. I think yours might have, and Rookie might have been able to track a date. But Q and Y. So we're going to do County Road Q and County Road Y, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Okay, So that is where? See, I hate it when it says that. This is B. And this is Xander. Alright, let's do County Road Q. Let's do County Road Q. Alright, so this is Q here. This is Q. Let's drop a pin so I know. County Road Q. And we'll make it white. Okay. And we'll make this white as well. Okay. And okay. So there's Q. Now let's do Y. Let me see if it matters if I put old County Road Y. Alright, now where's it at? That's what I thought. Okay. So if this is Y, let's drop a pin here. Old County Road Y. And we'll do the same thing. Okay. This is Y right here. See, it says Old Y Road. And this is Q. So they had a roadblock right there. So I want to drop a pin. Alright. And I want to place it right there. Because that's where they had the roadblock. Road. Roadblock. Old Y and Q. And we're going to put that in red. Or reddish. Go up in here like that. Alright, and then we're going to do this in this color. We're going to make it like a bluish teal. Alright, and then we're going to bring the box up so I can hit description. Roadblock. Roadblock. Q. And Old Y Road. Alright, now, okay, so let's keep that on our screen and let's zoom out so we can see what they were doing. See, so they had a roadblock here. And then they also had a roadblock here. So this entire road, they controlled who came and went. All right, let me zoom out some more. All right. A little bit more. All right. So they had a roadblock here, a roadblock here. Now, and then they also had a roadblock here. Let's put one here. That's where the command center was, right? So Avery Road and Highway 147. Enter. Okay, so they also had a roadblock there. Okay, roadblock, Avery Road and Highway 147. And I think this is where the command center was, but roadblock, Avery Road and Highway 147. And then let's make these colors yellow and this color purple. Okay, and okay. Now let's zoom back out and see if we can't understand just how much of this they had under control. So they had a roadblock there. So they controlled this entire area. Nobody came in that way. Nobody could come this way, and nobody could come this way. This entire area was under their control. So we're gonna copy this. Yep, there we go. All right. And we're going to, okay, this one shows the roadblocks. It allowed them to control who saw what. It allowed them to control what was being, who came onto the property. It allowed them to bring things onto the property or off of the property without anyone seeing. Google map showing roadblocks. And it was very intentional. If everything was like they wanted you to believe, kept on the contained to Avery salvage, why were they blocking off that area? It just doesn't make any sense. I want to get Xander on here. That should be it. All right, there we go. So now we have roadblock here, and then the Xander Road. See, they could just go straight down. I mean, that's the theory, but I believe that. So we're going to do shift that. We're going to go ahead and put my, I just want to get Xander on here. And, okay. Alright. That way, I have a map showing the control of the scene. Google map, Google map showing roadblocks, Xander Road, and all right, there we go. So yeah, they controlled them all, and they have all their license plates. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you are having an officer with a gun and a badge writing down your license plate and who's coming onto a scene, you're going to think twice before you talk about what you see. Because you don't, you see what they're doing to an innocent man. You don't want to be done like that. It's got to be very frightening to witness them do this to an innocent guy, you know. I think about the guy who called in because the news had interviewed him, and he said he had seen the rab off the property. That's genuine fear that man has at the cops being mad at him and taking, because he spoke out about what he honestly saw. He saw the rab at the 147 turnabout. Oh, you know what? Let's see if we can't plot that. Let's see. The dam on Highway 147. Let's see if that shows up. It probably won't, but it might. So where is that? So that must be right here. See, look. Xander Road. There's the car. They just brought it back. Yep. That's exactly what they did. It must be right in this area right here. Wow. That's Highway B County Trunk. Yeah, I don't know enough to mark it. I'll have to verify it before I do it. But that's what it looks like to me. Because that's where everybody saw the rab. There's too many people that saw it there for it not to have been there. Here's the bogus license plate log. Of course, Fassbender was involved. He had to stick his nose in it. Oh, Trooper Austin again, I just saw. And a camper trailer we don't really hear nothing about. Midnight shift. Two Rivers Police Care. Day over. And what are these? These are all people who live there. Guy driving a semi. Here's a Peterson. Here's a Radon employee. Good old Todd Herman. You don't hear anything on paper from him. There's Leo Richmond. He's the guy who smelled the weirdness. Let's see where that is. 4201 Kuss Road. Let's plot that real quick. And for those of you, if I can do this, y'all can do this. Because I had no computer experience. Oh, that's Leo Richmond's house. Alright. So here's his house, and here's the deer camp. And there's the cul-de-sac. Very interesting. And Dwayne Myers, Peter Thalen. That's, Larry Eisner. Another resident. a Vogel. I wonder who that is. Lots of questions. Lots of questions. Alright. Let's see what we have here. This picture has always bothered me. I feel like they were trying to sell us something. I'm going to reload this. Let's see if it loads. Because this is the roll that has that. The garage with the 2 doors. Let's see. Here's the blue trailer. Here's the red-brown trailer. A lot of people think that they used this trailer and pretended it was Steven's when they were writing evidence tag location descriptions. I don't know what I think about that, though. That's a Jeep. And here's that. I'm going to make this a thumbnail for this video. I'm going to try to anyway. Let's see if it'll let me. So, Kuss Road, sign with burn barrel, slip. Yep, I'm going to try and do that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about, let's see what this one is. Some rocks. And the blue trailer I showed you. What's this one? And here's that reddish brown trailer, the side by side, the white trailer with no trim. I mean, if you think about it, honestly, there were 3 trailers on the Avery property, right? There's Barb's, Steven's, and Chuck's. And if they just substituted a trailer on at the deer camp property and said that, for instance, the blue trailer was Barb's, the reddish brown trailer was Steven's, and the trailer with with the scaffolding ladder that I just showed you, that was Chuck's, like a code for that. They could have simply used that to do their labeling, and we wouldn't know. Like, this could be Chuck's trailer, like the code for Chuck's, right? So they're collecting evidence from these 3 trailers or what have you, and they're saying, you know, the evidence was found such and such from Steven's trailer, but in reality it's the Kuss Road trailer. Whatever they did a lot of sneaky shit, for sure. I don't know any other way to describe it. And I wanted to, that was 17, I believe. I wanted to let's see, and do this and try and go down. I want to get to this right here. I want to just see what day he says he took the photos so I can show that to y'all. And then I'm going to go ahead and probably end this video after that. So yeah, these are taken on the 10th. This is I don't know why it's like this is roll 16, the one I don't have. Now remember, Teresa's pronounced deceased on the 10th, so that's interesting. So these are shot the same day Teresa is pronounced deceased. These are on the 10th. It just makes you wonder. So anyway, these should already be available. If not, Foul Play will be getting a link up to these. If anyone has any questions or comments, please leave them below. And like I said, Merry Christmas. If you like talking about this case or true crime in general, if you like hearing me ramble about corruption and wrongful convictions, hit like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Have a great and beautiful Saturday.